here. So hopefully that's going to be okay as well. Let me just pin my, oh, there you go. Do you see my board over here? Is that visible enough? Yeah, I hope it's going to be good. Put it a little closer, make sure that you can see. So I'm going to draw it over here, and I'm going to show you two things, okay? Two frameworks. So we're going to skip the big fancy story over here. The only story that I want to share with you is this. Like, I was working with information, with sort of not selling, but presenting information as a teacher in a school for around 15 years, doing it for the students, different ages, from kindergarten all the way to high schoolers. And the cool thing about it is that we actually had a lot of professional development about that, like how do you share information so the students are interested. And the best thing that I've learned throughout this 15 years of my work as a teacher is the inquiry-based cycle. Okay, inquiry-based teaching, which is sort of something that is created together with the learners. Okay, so that concept is very important when you're selling information online and when you try to help people by selling information. So I'm going to show you that, how that works. First, when you are in a classroom and you want to interest students with whatever the topic is, the first thing you need to do is you need to define what the students already know. So this is what we're calling prior knowledge. Okay, prior knowledge. Russell would tell them pre-frame them, right? So you sort of have to see where they at, right? Or they also tell you that you have to meet your client on their level, on their ground, right? So this is pretty much nothing else that you discovering, okay, what they know, where are they? Because if you don't know that whatever you're proposing might be either too much for them or not enough or boring, right? So that is very important, right? Now, once you have that, these students are normally, they're going to face a problem right now, like that they need to face in the very nearest future. And what you want to do is give them solution for that immediate problem that they have, okay? Whether it's going to be like, okay, I want to maybe make friends with these other people, or I want to start some project in school, whatever that is for your customer, you give them something that will solve that problem. Now, in online world, that thing that you're giving is called lead magnet. But in the school, it works exactly the same. You have to provide your students a result they want, even if that result is silly, right? Whatever that is, that might not even be related with my subject in the classroom. But I'm just going to give them something that they want, so they like me, right? They begin to like me, right? They get to know me for something that I did for them, okay? So this is the first initial part of the inquiry cycle. Now, if you give them something, you offer a gift to someone as a starter, right? Then they are ready to listen, but they're not ready to take whatever you give them. They're just ready to listen to what you possibly want to tell them. So this is where the real inquiry cycle starts. And it works like this. First, we're going to define a problem, right? Define a problem, which has to be originated by the students, right? If I am the only person defining the problem, it's probably not going to work, because most of my students might not be interested in that, right? So it's going to be something that comes from them. And then once I do that, we're going to start experimenting. Okay, so I'm not offering my final solution over here yet, but I'm offering different strategies that we can try. Okay, so this first thing over here is sort of like maybe I'm going to call it try this, right? Try this. Okay, that's the first stage. Now I'm also going to tell you in the online world, what this is your first framework. So you're giving them a framework here. That's a framework, right? In other words, steps that you want them to do in order to see what's going to happen. Okay, and they go through this framework. Some of them might have some cool results. They start to share this result, and so once that happens, they started to be interested in the whatever subject that I'm delivering. So this is actually the moment in the classroom, in the real inquiry cycle, when the teaching happens. Teach, right? In the online world, this is the first moment when you tell them, okay, come and join my course, come and join my program, or come and join my event, come and join my whatever you have over here. This is the moment for this. Okay, and after that, some students, they just get it. Some students, they don't get it. So what happens next in the classroom is differentiation. Right? So for all the teachers, it's going to be quite easy, quite normal, right? You see, okay, some students are getting it very quickly. Some students need some additional resources, maybe different approach. Maybe they're visual learners, maybe they're kinesthetic learners, whatnot. So you just give them different strategies. In online world, what this is a personal coaching. Right? If they can't get the automated course, they need a personal coaching because they need a context. So you can see that this inquiry cycle can pretty much be applied in the online world as well, right? And it actually works. If my students will go through this process with me 1 time or 2 times throughout the year, when we start a new inquiry, like a different topic, it's 10 times easier to work with them, right? So the first time we do this with new classroom, right, with new students, it actually takes a while to take them through this process. The second time I take them through the same process, it's already faster. And after like 5 or 6 times, I don't even have to be present in all these stages because they already know the process and they push for it. And they ask me, okay, so what are the different options and what we can do here, what we can do there, right? So now, knowing this is what I've learned in IB schools, right, in international programs. Now, I went out of the schools and into the online world, and then I've learned a little bit different strategy that is pretty much something that you see in One Funnel Away Challenge. So some of you already went through it, some of you heard about it, some might still wonder. I'm actually curious if there's anybody here who still don't know what One Funnel Away Challenge is. You can tell me in the comments over here. Yeah, we still haven't anyone. Yeah, if anybody don't know what One Funnel Away Challenge is, let me know in the comments so that later on I can potentially provide you some extra information. But I'm assuming that most of us know. So now, how is that related with One Funnel Away Challenge? Well, so Russell tells you this. Get this is already done. You're gonna have to forgive me these breaks. Like I said, I had a nice presentation, but we just have to do what we can since my computer don't want to listen to me today. So I hope you have in mind the inquiry cycle. Now, Russell Brunson says this. Okay, so first is the lead magnet, then is the flagship framework, right? So it's sort of like you going through a presentation, then you have an automated course, right? So the people are watching your course, and then you have event right? Or program where you're speaking to your people directly, right? And they're listening to you live, right? So this is, you can call it either, this is automated program, this is mastermind format, and then the last step is coaching, right? One-on-one. Okay, that's what Russell is teaching in One Funnel Away Challenge in a nutshell. Don't. That's what you're doing with your people, right? Now, here is the big aha moment for me. Okay, that's the big thing that you want to take a note of. Where do you think you start earning money in this process? Take a guess and put it in the comments below or in the chat room. Where is the moment when you're supposed to start earning money? Over here. Okay, so I have automated program already in front of course. Course. Okay, my Zoom told me that it's gonna disconnect me in 10 minutes. I think I just logged in from the wrong account. That is the problem. Okay, anyway, if that's gonna happen, guys, I'm gonna resend you an invitation, and we can talk back on the Zoom again. Okay. So just to answer this question, Jill says flagship framework, and that, my friend, is the good answer. Flagship framework. This is when you start earning money. Not an automated course, but a flagship framework. And I'm not saying over here that you are earning millions. No. This might be $7 thing. This might be $9 thing. Right? It doesn't really matter if you earn 7, 9, or whatever. Until you earn $1, that means you earn money. But that psychologically makes a huge difference. Okay, if somebody gave you even $1 for an information, that person is already on a very different level of commitment than the person who is coming for something that is for free. Okay, so it might be like this, that for automated course, you can earn, for example, $500, let's say. And going from here to here is easier than going from $0 to here. Okay, this is easier than this. This is difficult. That step is difficult. That step is easy, or easier than this at least. I'm not saying it's super easy, but it's definitely easier than this step over here. So if you get someone to pay you whatever, that person is already opening the possibilities to work with you, and until you will provide the result that the person wants, that person will give you more money for faster results or for more results or for whatever other things that that person might want from you. But the what I want to say, the condition is that you have to provide the result. If there is no result, this is finished. The relation is finished, right? So you have to like fixate on how am I going to provide result on this level for free. For $0, you have to provide a result. If you don't get the result, and I'm not saying that it has to be a giant result. It might be just little thing, but whatever you promise, it has to happen. If it's not going to happen, this is not happening already, right? It's not going to be this next step, right? So make sure that the result is there, okay? And then this is result, right? Result 1, result 2, right? If this is happening and this is happening, then that's the moment when you're going to actually start providing more information, and people will give you a chance to prove yourself by paying you money. Okay, but if this not happen and this not happen, that relationship over here doesn't exist, right? It's finished. Okay, so I know that it sounds a little harsh, but the thing is that there's a lot of work that you need to put in front of this process, and a lot of big rewards that are waiting at the back end of this process, right? So you just have to keep that in mind, that when you're building this thing online, you gotta be patient, right? That's the one thing. But the second thing is that you need to have this mentality that you're not here for a minute, you're not here for a month, you're not here for a quick buck and then thank you, I'm going to go and do something else. If you're going to commit to this and you really want to earn money, it's going to be something you'll be doing for years and years and years and years. And Tony Robbins is saying this best. Like, people are trying to do, like, trying to imagine, oh, I'm going to do so much, like 2, 3 months, 1 year, maybe 2 years, I'm going to be a millionaire. And it's not happening that fast. But what they're forgetting is that if you stay with this for 5 years, for 10 years, then the big rewards will come at the back end, right? So it's pretty much that. But you have to make it easier for yourself. So don't be this person who is waiting 5 years to get a big reward. Be a person who is getting these small rewards on the way, because that is a proof that whatever you're doing is working. Okay, so we're gonna have to restart because, like I said, I accidentally just my Zoom logged in from the other account. So here's what we're gonna do. When we reconnect, I'll send you guys the new link in a moment. But I want you to think about this right now and zoom in on this element, because we're gonna talk about this. As I said, what I want you to realize today is, what do you actually need to do to start earning? Not to be amazing. This is when you are amazing. Here's when you start earning. So all you need is these 2 steps to start earning. Now the rest of it over here, you build together with people who are already here with you, who took this thing from you. And if you don't have people over here, well, then it's super cool, because then you're not going to waste time to build this, right? Because building this will take you a day, building this will take you a month. So if nobody is going to come for this thing, no biggie, it's just 1 day. But if you're not going to succeed with this, then you're out from like 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes 6 months of your life gone, right? So don't bother to focus on these amazing things over there. Just focus on this. And if it's not working, make a different framework, make a different project plan, make a different presentation, and a different presentation, and something that will work. And you're going to make 10 of those, or 30 of those, or 50 of those, and one will work. But trust me, one will work, and it doesn't take 3 months to build this thing. If you're getting better at this, and I gave you the framework in one of our last sessions, framework how to do this presentation quickly, right? You just keep on doing this presentation until people will start coming over here, right? Now, once you have that, you're starting to build this with first customers that they're paying you some like fraction of the final price that you're gonna have, because those will be your beta testers, right? But you're